What's good? Welcome to the 11th ever episode of Theo's Tailgate. I know I say this every time, but I really do appreciate anybody who's tuning in or just supporting in general. This 11th episode is going to feature another athlete from the Pittsburgh area, Robert Dickerson from RMU, Robert Morris University, which is Division I in the FCS. They actually are making a switch from the Big South Conference over to the NEC. So they're going to be playing like Duquesne, St. Francis, Wagner, Mercyhurst is in that conference now. I don't know how, but yeah, they are. Kind of bounced all around too. Freshman year, he was at wideout and played a little slot. Last year, he split time between running back and DB, but this spring, he's been fully a DB. He competed this spring 100% just as a corner. He's also a return specialist just because, he's an athlete that can make things happen with the ball in his hands, so still got to work that in somehow. And then for this 11th episode too, as far as the jerseys go, there's really no tie to him, honestly, but he made the switch to DB like I just mentioned. So we got a DB who's also actually from the Pittsburgh area, Kenny Robinson. This is his jersey. I grabbed it his rookie year when he was on the Panthers. He's currently balling out in the USFL right now for the Birmingham Stallions, I believe. I could be wrong on that. But I have been seeing him making some hits in the USFL, or UFL now actually. My bad. And then back here, we got Jalen Polk, who was a wide receiver for the University of Washington. Michael Penix was throwing him the rock. I just threw this up because he actually was a stepper at receiver during his time in high school. And the NFL draft is currently taking place right now. The first round was last night. And the second and third is tonight, I believe, at 7 o'clock. So definitely going to be tuned into that. Jalen Polk is probably going to get drafted today, so just throw him up there. But let's jump into this 11th episode. Also, I apologize as I completely forgot to switch the slide up for him, but it is what it is. I also forgot to mention that he's an OT Dub member, so he's out of this world. And he also is a dog, but let's jump into this 11th episode with him. How you, bro?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm chilling. Y'all been wrapped up with spring ball for a little bit now?
Yeah, we finished about 3 weeks ago now.
You was you switched it up and was on the defensive side of the ball this spring? Is that correct?
Yeah, I got moved kind of mid-year last year. So for a couple weeks, I was practicing with the defense, but in games I'm playing, offense. And then the last 2 weeks I was just strictly defense, and then coming into the spring I got to just focusing on defense and playing corner.
And now that you are fully on the defensive side of the ball, how was it making that transition from the offense to the defensive side of the ball, or was it kind of just easy for you? It was just football?
I'm an athlete, and I did play defense a lot in high school. I was first team All-State, and when I was getting recruited, a lot of guys that wanted me on the defensive side of the ball. So I did have a feeling that I was going to play defense either way in college, and it was kind of up in the air even when I signed. But during the season, it was kind of a little bit harder just because I haven't played in a year, so my technique was kind of sloppy. But I was able to make good plays on the balls and then stuff like that. And by the time January came, I was able to work with my corners coach and get my technique down and stuff like that. In the spring, I was in a position to make a lot more plays on the ball, be more confident, and just be able to make more plays and show what I can really do out there.
Yeah, no doubt. You definitely are talented on the defensive side of the ball. What would you say you pride yourself most on about your game, or is it kind of just being a jack of all trades?
How hard work I am. I really take football and really just anything I do in life pretty seriously. And I think that's why I'm able to adjust well to all these different positions that I was playing in college. But physically, I'll say just by my speed, and I think that's why I get so much, opportunities on, why, my coaches up at school to want me at, certain positions just because, my speed can really cause damage and make an impact on the game. So.
And then, bro, do you pride yourself on academics?
Yeah, I would definitely say so. I'm studying UX UI design at school, so the literal meaning of that is like user interface and stuff like that. But I basically design apps, working like graphic design. I basically design things for people to interact with, stuff like that. So I'm taking a lot of psychology classes, so I'll graduate with a minor in psychology. And
what did you say? What did you say your major was, bro?
UX UI design.
And RMU is also known for being a good school academically. Is that true?
Yeah, our business school is pretty good, which is what we're kind of like known for. Even before we moved into the Big South, we were trying to get into the Patriot League, which is also known to be a pretty good academic school. So,
what made you end up making the decision to travel down to RMU and play for the Colonials and attend Robert Morris University out of high school?
Yeah, I mean, my recruiting process was definitely wild, especially if you followed me throughout high school.
Yeah, no doubt. And COVID hit you too, so yeah.
But to keep it short, I wanted to stay home. It was between Robert Morris or this JUCO where my cousin would have played at by like Calabasas, and when we were like figuring it out, we just thought it was like the best opportunity for me to follow in his like legacy. And I'm younger. I'm 19 right now, so I won't even turn 20 until July. So I'm kind of like younger, and my dad's kind of up there in age, and it just means a lot for me to be able to play and have them watch and come see me. So that's what the biggest factors were, and my head coach Bernard Clark. I love him to death, and that was a big reason why I felt comfortable committing and continuing my athletic career.
You guys were in the Big South, like you mentioned. You tried to get into the Patriot League, you said, but you guys are switching it up, going to the NEC.
Right.
Are you excited about that switch? You guys excited about that?
Yeah, I definitely feel like we all know that we're gonna be more competitive in this league, and our mindset is to win it all, and most importantly, beat the team in the city. So that's definitely where everyone's heads are. So.
Just personally, I feel like a school in Pittsburgh got no business being in a conference that's called the Big South. Like, we really just, we not in the South at all. So, like, it just make more sense to me.
Yeah.
And y'all will get to play, y'all will get to play Duquesne. I'm definitely pulling up to that.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be our biggest game. And then even last year, we were it was like the Ohio Valley Conference with the Big South. So I remember we had like at least like 3 trips where we were leaving on Thursday at 6 a.m. practice on Thursday, and we're traveling for 3 days. So those were definitely some crazy bus rides. So
yeah, no doubt. And then you guys start off the year. You play Utah State first game of the year, right?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, and that's obviously at Utah State, so that's going to be a bit of a travel. But I'm sure you guys won't be on the bus for that.
Yeah, we'll have a flight. Like when we went to Air Force this year, they had like private planes, to fly us out to there. So it'll probably like the same deal.
Aside from yourself, bro, do you have any other guys off the top of your head on the roster that we can kind of look out for next season?
Yeah, definitely. I think Noah Robinson, he's coming back. He was a first team all conference guy. Last year we had a transfer from Merrimack come in this year. Ty Edmonds, he's definitely gonna take our offense to the next step because we were kind of shallow at the running back area last year. So, but definitely those 2 guys on offense, and I'm really confident in our corners room as well. I feel like we did a very good job this spring, and I feel like all the guys in the room have a chance to make big plays, and we all have a good opportunity to show what we can do this year.
And then you mentioned it was big for you for your peoples to be able to come and check you out at games. How far would you say RMU is for you to get back to the crib?
Yeah, it's about 20. Especially if you get on the highway, you can probably make it like 15. But so it should be like second semester. Obviously, come home more often than not because I don't have to be at school all the time. So especially this semester, I was at home damn near all the time unless I had to go up to school for football and class.
So in high school at North Hills, you were kind of a standout athlete in not only football but baseball too. You took baseball real serious. It was kind of like one of your main sports. You could correct me if I'm wrong, but would you say football is still Would you say football is your favorite sport though?
Yeah, definitely.
Obviously.
I just feel like football was the sport that I could fully be myself at. Especially if you've been around baseball, like all the flashy and like all that type of stuff isn't taken too kindly, and I was just kind of like tired of being in that environment. So people ask me all the time if I miss baseball and stuff, and it was hard for me last year just because we got to play football in the spring, and it was something I wasn't used to. I was always at football season kind of looking forward to going to play baseball just because it got me out of a different mindset. I was able to, when I was playing baseball, I had to be as calm as possible when I stepped in the batter's box, to get a good hit and all that stuff. So, being in that mode where, I'm going to have to hit somebody every single day, 365 days out of the year is was kind of hard for me to switch my mindset into. But other than that, I definitely had been, kind of cool off that because, football, I'm really allowed to be like myself, and no one's going to, feel too much of a certain way if I, make, have a celebration or I'm being too like vocal out there. So it's definitely I miss, playing like with my AU team growing up. But other than that, it's not too much of a thought on my mind.
I feel you. Are you trying to say you feel like you can be more yourself on the football field as opposed to the baseball diamond?
Yeah, definitely. Just because the old heads in like baseball,
yeah, I'm already
want to see all that.
Especially at North Hills and everything, I'm already not.
Yeah, I don't feel like a lot of guys in the league are starting to be more flashy, stuff like that. But it's still like there, and I definitely had like a harder time dealing with that, especially my senior year of high school ball. I got a new coach and all this stuff, and my old coach, like, he didn't care for that. Like, he always supported me, like, all that stuff, and my old coach wasn't too like thrilled with all that type of antics and stuff. So the way I left, baseball wasn't like the best. So I think that's why I don't really think about baseball as much as I thought I would. But yeah.
And then at North Hills, you wore did you wear 16 for baseball too?
Yeah, I wore 16 for everything.
Yeah, so you wore 16 for everything. You rocked 80, little Jerry Rice your freshman year, and then sophomore.
Yeah.
And then you've rocked 24 recently. Are we going to see you back in that 24 next season?
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to see me in 24 this year.
Deuce 4. And then tell me a little bit about OTW, bro. What does that stand for? What is it kind of, just let me know.
Yeah, so it was a brand I started back when I was a junior in high school. OTW means out of this world. And I started with, three of my good friends I've known since middle school. Gannon Carruthers of Cornell, Katie Yakimelli, he's at Wisconsin right now, and Eli Heinrich of Navy. And me and Gannon, he went to Hampton before he went to Central. So in middle school, we used to always play each other in basketball and football. And we always would like go back and forth with each other because we were like usually the most athletic guys on the court or on the field. So I knew him for a while, and then as we got older, we became more friends and used to train with each other all the time. And we were just kind of freaks of nature. Kate and Eli played with Selma 7 with, so I know them for a while. And our junior year, Kate was like I think an inch away or something like that from like the world record in box jump. Gannon can do like 5 flips in a row, and Eli, he had an amazing like senior year. He was a freak himself. He ran like the shuttle on Toledo. He ran like a 4 flat, which is like insane in high school to run. So yeah, I started with those guys and kind of just grew. And we got like more guys like Ronnie Gallagher, Tamir Robinson, just to name like a few. And it really took, kind of Western PA. By like I guess storm, and we were able to like make some merchandise, sell to a lot of people, and everyone kind of knew what it was by our senior year and still now. So
Yeah, I was gonna say it's still kind of a thing, definitely.
yeah, definitely.
Also, being from Pittsburgh, you a Steeler fan?
I mean, I was like growing up, especially LeGarrette Blunt used to live right by my best friend in elementary school, so I'm going over there, like I would like see Le'Veon Bell and like AB and all those guys. Like that was like probably the last time I would really call myself a fan. But most of those guys kind of like left and like feathered out. I really haven't cared too much like for them, and especially like I always like players more than I ever did like teams. So like Odell, like since I was a kid,
Yeah, Odell's
Odell's
my favorite
guy
player
to
of all
watch.
time.
So wherever he's at, I'm kind of like a fan of kind of that team, and I'm getting older now, so a lot of those guys are closer to my age, and I feel like it's kind of corny to be like fans of guys that are your age, because I want to be where they are and competing against them. So yeah.
So who would you say your NFL comparison is, or would you say that you don't really model your game after anybody or anything like that?
I mean, I think I'm still kind of like figuring that out. I've been watching a whole bunch of guys of late just to watch more quarterback tape, but I like guys like Zaire Alexander. I like Cam Taylor-Britt of the Bengals. Just guys that are kind of like 6 foot or like 5'11" range, that kind of like undersized guys, as you say, but they're like kind of freak athletes. I like watching those type of guys. I like Christian Gonzalez, even though he's a bigger guy, but he's still a freak of nature. I love watching his Oregon highlights.
Yeah, he on the
Yeah, I
comeback.
was saying like a whole bunch. What was that?
I said, yeah, he on the comeback.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of guys. I don't really think I have kind of locked in on one guy yet, but yeah, definitely those kind of like 5'11", 6 foot kind of quarterbacks I like to watch, just because I know those measurables, and it's kind of like what I can do. So that's kind of like the tape and stuff I like to watch.
Outside of football, what do you tend to get yourself into? You got some different type of hobbies, maybe?
So especially like after we're done like off season and summer, I like to get into like fashion and graphics and just art in general. As you can see, I have a whole bunch of paintings behind me.
Yeah, you do those yourself?
But yeah, so
You make those paintings yourself, bro?
Taking pictures, there's a whole bunch of shit that kind of involves me being creative with myself and stuff like that. So.
And those paintings in the background, though, did you paint those yourself?
No, it was actually my good friend Sean Gray. He's done Dennis Rodman, the Joker. I have a couple more up at school of him, and I actually went up to his studio about 2 weeks ago now and started working on something with him. And so yeah, I get all my paintings from him. He's a great guy, and I love his work. So.
Yeah, I'm a big art guy too, actually. I think you could peep some of these paintings right here in the background. Actually. Yeah,
that Crawford one's tough.
Yeah, these is OG artwork too.
Yeah, definitely.
Shout out CD Perry, Pittsburgh artist.
Yeah, definitely.
And up at RMU, bro, how's the campus? Is it good vibes up there? Y'all got some other good sports teams too, maybe, or something like that?
Yeah, our lacrosse teams are usually known to be pretty good. We just brought back our hockey team, so I'm pretty sure they're doing pretty well. Our women's soccer team made a pretty good run to the playoffs this year since a couple years. So I think you know, the vibes up at like campus, like all the athletes kind of tend to like hang out with each other. So we're all always like kind of around each other. So.
And what about the food up there on campus? Is there some good food options? Is the dining hall good? Y'all got some restaurants?
Yeah. I said our calf, like they do a good job with breakfast. Like, they make like fresh like breakfast sandwiches, so that's what I usually get every morning when I go up there. And then we have a Chinese spot called Tokyo that me and my like best friend, who he actually just transferred, but me and him used to go to all the time. So Tokyo. Where else? Yeah, I don't really know, to be honest. Because I mean, if there's really something like that I want, like I'll just go, you know, back to the crib or like in the city to get like I really like hooks. So you know, usually if we have like a bye week or we got done with camp or done with like workouts for the week, I'll go like to the city, get some hooks. Sesame is like my favorite Chinese spot, so I usually go there at least once a month. So and plus, like I said, I'm pretty close to everything that I grew up with. So if I want some good eats, I'll just go back to the crib. So
Yeah, Hooks is also one of my favorite spots too. Got to get the extra seasoning.
yeah, definitely that shit fire.
But can you cook yourself?
Yeah, my parents like my dad always be making me stuff, so I don't usually have to that much. But last year when I was up at school, I started having like I had my little like George Foreman, my air fryer, whole bunch of shit that I used to like chef up back at school. But yeah, I definitely say I could cook if I really want to.
So what would you bring to the tailgate then, bro?
The tailgate. I'll probably say. I'll say like buffalo chicken dip, because my mom makes like the best, I think. So I know her recipe, so I'll probably bring that for myself and everyone else. But yeah, I love me some buffalo chicken dip,
Yeah,
especially at a kind of an environment like that.
yeah, facts. And you can't go wrong with it. And like you said, the environment's perfect.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, definitely.
hey, I definitely appreciate you getting with me, bro.
Yeah, for sure.